It's Ram Jam Packed Friday mornings, and we have none other than Mr. Sasha Dunn in studio with us. Sasha, that's not your government name, right? Dunn isn't your last name, right?
Nah, but that's for people. The Sasha Dunn. Nah,
I can't do it like that, so I didn't even try.
Yeah. Sasha Dunn in the building. The government, if you want the government, people know me as Mario Woodside.
Mario Woodside.
Yeah, from CI.
The reason why I made mention of that is because you're stepping out of the arena of just being an artist and a music exec now. You're actually going into another form of entertainment, which is blogging.
Yeah. Some people call it blogging, but I call it the future, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, take for instance, me personally, I haven't watched like standard television in like probably 3-4 years.
I wouldn't shout, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
If it ain't something I get access when I want it and press pause and go back to whatever I'm ready. You know
what I mean? I'm into it. You know, Saturday I do it for my show to come. What? No, me.
So, I totally understand what you're saying.
So that's why I said rather than go to the standard way of television, I said I want to do this show and put it directly to YouTube. Because everything's on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? If you want to fly a plane, go to YouTube, you know what I'm saying? If you want to know how to bring it, do a plumbing, go to YouTube.
Yeah.
So now the show is called The Dunn Report. And The Dunn Report, my first guest on that is Adrian Fox.
Okay.
Because that's the vein I'm trying to go in right now. I'm trying to show average Bohemian hustlers on the block, people who just trying to do something and make something happen.
I don't know if Fox would be considered average.
No.
Hustling on the blocks.
No.
That's where it begins from. That's where it started from.
Okay.
See, and that's the whole idea. See, because the crazy part is people look at him as he's phenomenal. He's in this phenomenal space now. A lot of people heard about the name, but no one really truly know who the guy is. How he got from point A to point B, and he just lays it out in the interview.
Okay.
And that's my whole goal is just to show case Bohemians who just doing amazing things, you know what I'm saying? And he shows like where it ain't just started with him doing the whole thing that he started with, which is numbers, whatever. But it started with him doing basically doing a barbershop. He had different. He used
to be a pilot too, I think.
No, he never mentioned that to me.
No, I mean, I could be wrong. I could be thinking about somebody else. But I heard about one of the number of folks who was not has a pilot license.
That's the old man.
That grandfather.
Mr. Flowers.
Mr. Flowers.
Oh, okay. I know that I remember someone had a pilot's license of a snot.
And I apologize for calling you an old man, sir.
So the Dunn Report is actually on YouTube. It's something that people can go and access at any given time. Now, what makes the Dunn Report different from other people who are doing, like, I guess, I gotta call it blogs, bro. Who are doing blogs or interviews that they post online as well. Like, what makes the Dunn Report something I must go watch?
Well, like I say, it's our guests. Okay. And then our whole approach to it is I let them tell their story, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, right now, my first guest, like I mentioned, Adrian, people just do him as, from now, because he's evolved beyond numbers now, because I think he's older than I get now, and he's now into the foundation, where he's doing more philanthropic aspects of life and stuff like that now. And people just need to see that, you know what I'm saying? Like, people will just do other blogs or whatever about, like, trivial stuff.
Right.
But I'm trying to do something where, after you watch this, you walk away with, like, be like, yo, that's something I could take with me in life and add to my life and take me to a higher level in some sense, you know what I'm saying?
I totally get it. So who else you have on the roster as guests that you have already interviewed or you plan to interview really soon?
Well, I got a really I like to keep it secret until it comes up, but the guy I'm going to do next, he's like phenomenal. And the reason why I say he's phenomenal because this guy, he does business inside Dubai. He has business inside Milan. Because he does a whole lot of maritime logistics, and it's like, you would never think someone this massive is a Bohemian and a local boy that did this big. You know what I'm saying?
What is this type of business he's in, if you don't mind us asking?
Maritime logistics.
Maritime logistics. I don't even know what maritime logistics. I know maritime has to do with the water. I don't even, but the logistics part of it, I'm not 100% sure. So that's definitely some interview I would want to sit down and watch.
And trust me, people need to tune into that one because to watch my brethren like take off on a jet, go to the Rock Nation. Luncheon.
Oh, I know what you mean.
The Rock Nation luncheon, then fly back to the stew fish. that's amazing to see a Bohemian at that level working.
Yeah, he's definitely doing a lot of business around the world for real. Like I know exactly what you mean now. I guess you didn't say the name, so I assume you want to keep it a surprise until you drop it. So yeah. I won't mention who it is either. But that definitely is his business sense. He's definitely a sharp Bohemian man, and he's doing a whole lot in the first people in the community, and especially in the Northern Islands as well, you know what I mean? So
that's the whole goal. See, the whole goal is to show that because I think for rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, everybody like to be like, oh, Nipsey's doing this. I try to highlight the Nipsey Hussles amongst us who's doing these things. Yeah. Because people think it's only rap or. Well,
again, you know what's sad is that as much as Nipsey was doing in the past few years, he wasn't recognized for it until his demise. Yeah. And it's sad that, you know, it would have taken, you know, until, I guess, your insight into highlighting these people, unfortunately, it might have taken their demise for so many people to realize what they were doing in the community as well. So it's good that you actually came up with a concept where you get bringing this to the forefront while they're still active and still doing it, so people can really see, hey, we do have heroes of 2019, heroes of today that we can look up to, and the young people can aspire to be. And you know, because we spoke about that a few times on the show before. Who are the heroes of today? Who can my son say, hey, other than me, of course, who would my son want to say, I want to be like, you know, when they get, I want to be just like so-and-so, I want to be just, other than the people that might see on TV. I want my son to see people around our community who look like us. I want to do this. I want to be just like so-and-so. Like, I love what they're doing. I want to be like them. And I think that we have positive people, but we don't put them to the forefront to show that we have these people here with us, and it's unfortunate it happens that way. But we got Sasha Dunn in the studio with us right now, representing the Dunn Report. We're going to talk more to him about things he's doing, but I want to blaze off some music right now. We're actually going to blaze off one of Sasha's older tracks. This one's called Big Bang Theory. Let's talk about it a little bit before we play the track, man, because I don't know if Rudy's have you ever heard it?
I am not sure.
You're not sure? Yeah, it's not a new song, but it's a song that I actually liked because of the message behind it. So before I tell the message, you tell the message, Sasha. What is the song all about?
Well, the Big Bang Theory isn't what people think it is. Because people think maybe that scientific idea that life started with a Big Bang. No, the Big Bang, in my mind, I mean, in the song is that instant in your mind as an African person, you come to the realization that you black.
Straight up. Isn't that something? like you actually have to come to the realization that, hey, you're black. And, you know, unfortunately, it happens when you're mistreated, maybe, or when you realize that you're not getting the same opportunities. Or the same opportunities. That's when it hits you. Hold on. Yeah. I'm black. Wow.
And now, rather than just say I'm black, I need you to define what your blackness is. You see, because Huey P. Newton, one of the founders of the Black Panther Party, he gave one of the best definitions of power, which is power is the ability to define phenomenon and make it act in a desired manner.
Say that again, man. Break that down. Power
is the ability to define phenomenon and make it act in a desired manner. So now, what does that mean is this? Okay, Big L, what's a car?
A motor vehicle.
See, because you could define what a car is. Yeah. So now, if I give you a car, it's not a phenomenon. The word phenomenon just simply means something that you can't define or explain.
Okay.
So now that you can explain what a car is, if I give you keys to a car, you can take you to a destination, right? Yeah. So you can make it act in a desired manner.
Right.
So now, because most black people can't define their own blackness or don't even understand, they don't want to accept their blackness, they are not in power, they're not in control of their own selves, actually. You feel what I'm saying? They don't have power over themselves. So in essence, that's why you see we're being controlled almost remotely. Because take, for instance, when Nipsey got killed, the first thing everybody says, oh, the government killed this dude, and boom, 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 boom.
Totally. Because of the Sabi, Dr. Sabi, and him doing his documentary.
Okay, and then, now all of a sudden, it come to find out it's someone from his hood, from his set, who killed him.
Yep.
Now, whether the government's behind that, I don't know. It may go that deep. I don't know.
But then there is a story. There's a whole concept of the fragile male ego attached to that killing. You know, because they made earlier that day, him and the guy was getting. He pretty much told the guy, "But I don't want you around me," type thing. So to go as far as to say it had anything to do with the government. That's a stretch. But you can actually track to how that happened. You actually, they know the story, the line, and it's on video. Like, now, I have to dismiss that part.
But then, so even that goes back to the same problem we always face, which is remotely we are being controlled to kill ourselves almost. Because of years of this tyranny that was upon us, because like Malcolm X said, we've been oppressed so long that we've taken on the ways of our oppressor, which is oppressing ourselves.
Wow.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we don't have a problem with seeing dead, forgive me, seeing dead niggas every day. Like take for instance, in Nassau right now, every year we average about 100 murders every day.
Every year?
Every year, my bad, I apologize. Every year, so every 10 years, that's 1,000 murders. Now let's be real. If that was 5 tourists dead in, let's say, one day, or 5 tourists dead, or 5 Americans, 5 white people dead in this country in 1 week, you think this country would run to see it?
No.
Let's be real.
Not the slightest.
Let's be real.
Y'all would be on the curfew like this.
One shot, you know what I'm saying? But somehow, if it's 100 dead niggas, it doesn't matter, you see? So that means our government has the perception of the same thing, which is, they don't understand it. They don't care for black, almost in a sense.
Oh, wow. All right. This was only introduction into the song. Obviously, Mr. Sasha Dunn is really passionate about the way he sees not only black people, but the power that black people possess that they're not truly tapping into. But we'll talk more to him and more about that as well as the Dunn Report. But right now, let's blaze this one off. It's called Big Bang Theory. Listen to the lyrics. Beyond everything else in this song, listen to the message. More Intimate is right here on 194. Good morning.
You got a Rudy?
Yes.
Where's Marcus gone? He's talking right now.
You gotta say niggas, right?
He could, but
of my people doing positive things. That's why I spit this positive thing into your brain, so you can know who you are, man. The Big Bang Theory is the thought that you gotta know who you are. Control your destiny. I know your history, so you can see through the trickery. And no longer will life ever be a mystery. Understand? We are finding new ideals. Because once our God has this color, and we live in 200 for one done spectacle, and since the white people see their God with their white spectacles, we're only outside in the middle of our spectacles. Yeah, in this brave new future, they gotta keep your mind sharp as a laser, cause they boys and shooting with tasers, they taking you down, son. They trying to take you out of the game before you was born, son. So you gotta get your brain on different levels and get your mind working and get your hustle moving. The Bible done told us faith without works is all dead. So get that to your head and put that on your heart and swear it on your soul. Put it on your tomb. Speaking to the babies while they're living in the womb. That's why the future's brighter. That's why the future's greater. We living for tomorrow, so tell it to the haters.
94, more entertainment.
My good friend, Mr. Magical Rudy Grant, and my other brethren, Sasha Dunn, he's here as well. Good morning, gentlemen. How y'all feeling on this Friday morning?
God is good, so I'm Gucci. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm talking about. Rudy Grant?
Yeah, I'm feeling great too.
All right, now we were talking to Sasha a minute ago about his track Big Bang Theory, and we ended up in the conversation talking about black empowerment. I know that's not really what we came to really talk about, but you know, it sparked a deeper conversation for me, and I want to continue if you don't mind.
Well, small.
How did you come to your Big Bang Theory?
Okay.
Or to your Big Bang? Let me drop the theory part of it. When did you reach your Big Bang? When did it hit you? Hold on.
I guess when I was really small, like actually, when I was probably like maybe like I don't know, 7 or 5. Probably 7.
About 7,
Because I used to always keep running around the yard, and then because I was dark and had a really big face, I guess people would always mistake me for Haitian. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So then that also afforded me a different point of view as a black person. You know what I'm saying? Inside the Bahamas, because to be perceived as Haitian inside the Bahamas is also something different too. You see, because Bohemians hate Haitian. I mean, for at one point in time, had a real weird relationship, a dislike almost in a sense.
I understand what you're saying, and most people you have to understand. You know, because a lot of people, even in schools and what's not, they make it seem as though being Haitian is a derogatory thing. They use it as an insult, like, "Hey, you're Haitian, this or
you know what I'm
saying? You know, those things of that nature. It's something that those of you who are already past certain years of life, you've heard, you've been through, you probably said it yourself, and as you got older you realize it's not something you should say. However, it's something that happened. So let's not act like we don't know what Sasha's talking about. So Sasha.
So now, an experience in that caused me to realize, oh, you black, you know what I mean? You ain't just black, you black. So that then caused me to really start to like try to understand why people treat me like that, because I try to understand why people do things, because the one thing I realized in this life is I don't really possess sympathy per se, but rather I try to possess empathy, which is I try to put myself inside someone else's shoes to understand. Even the person hate me, I say, okay, why this person hate me?
Yeah, what could have I possibly
done to cause this?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, right. I probably didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, so that over time caused me to look at the whole system, because I realized it ain't just a micro situation, it's a macro situation. You know what I'm saying? We look at it from a bigger point of view, and then we look at it from a bigger point of view, and then you have to look at it from a historical point of view. Because, the Haitian thing with Bohemians, why would this discord between Haitians and Bohemians exist? You know what I'm saying? Because the reality is, like Marcus Garvey said, it's Pan-Africanism. We all Africans. The slave ship just happened to drop. Some of us in Haiti, some of us inside Nassau, some of us inside Jamaica, some of us inside, and some of us got shipped off to America, and some of us to Brazil and wherever else, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we all Africans, you know what I'm saying?
I wonder where that concept of this dislike towards Haitians came from. Can you remember, like, from years of growing up or what's not? Was it always like that, or is it something newer?
No, because I just had this conversation maybe 2 days ago, where in the Bahamas, Bohemians, we are a people who care about human beings. Don't care how black you are, be concerned about your well-being. So I don't know when it really got started, where this hatred for Haitians really got to where it is right now. Because we always cared about, we didn't care where you're from. We wanted to know that you was taken care of, you had something to eat, how you doing, you know, trying to see how we can assist you. That was us. Now, how it started, where it started, I have an idea, I think.
What's the idea?
The idea is that, you know, some people, their attitudes, all right, those especially some straight from Haiti, some of them. I'm not saying all. Y'all listen to me carefully now. I'm not saying all. Some of them, they came and then their attitude was of such that it turned some Bohemian off, right? And then after that, you know, people begin to, you know, hey, look at these people come and seem to be wanting to take over and, you know, something like that. And here I am, I'm trying to reach out to them and something like that.
I think it's more so attached to the classism I think because a lot of people who came here from Haiti, they came with nothing, and they lived in situations where it kind of showed that they had nothing. And I think that classism of us looking at them as less than caused us to treat them as less than. I think that's really what it boils down to. I think it's more of where we view them puts them in a derogatory setting when we use them as insults. When we throw the word, oh, you're Haitian. Mainly, we're always saying, we're not saying you're inhuman, we're saying you less than me, you ain't got as much as me, you have to live where you're from because you want to be like me, and you know, all of that that's attached to that's just saying you're Haitian, or you're just like Asian, or whatever like that.
But then at the same time, if we look at it from a historical point of view, I guess the point comes from the point also is Haiti is one of the first free nations in the Western Hemisphere.
And they fight for that.
Yeah, and in doing that, they had to do a lot of things that most black people wouldn't do, which was kill master. You know what I'm saying?
And I think what caused Haiti to actually have the poor economy that it has, and whether people want to admit it or not, I think it's mainly because they fought for their independence and they were spited.
Yeah,
by all the major players in the world said, no, that's what y'all want to do. We cutting this off, we cutting that off.
Well, the big fact is Haiti has something called onerous debt. Odious debt. Odious debt means it stinks, it's old. You know what I'm saying? Old debt from paying France for peace. Because after a while, they just had to pay France to stop fighting them, you know what I'm saying?
As a matter of fact, that's really caused Haiti to get in, you know, the kind of situation that was in having to pay so much money.
Yeah, debt. And that debt is the same idea when you carry over to Jamaica. When you see Jamaica, why the Jamaican economy is so bad? Debt. You know what I'm saying? And then secondly, when you look at the Bohemian economy right now, what's killing us right now? VAT, right?
Yeah. Because of debt.
You know what I'm saying?
The only difference between us and those other countries, we've been able to sustain because of proximity. And I don't know if a lot of people understand that. Our proximity and you know, our ability to market ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, we had some smart people in our history books who were able to see more than the average person could see, and they put us in a position to make us look like you have to come to the Bahamas.
Yeah, because the Bahamas was one of the first economies that to actually base their whole economy on tourism, basically. Yeah. See, because no one else was doing it. They look at us like we was crazy. It's like, what y'all niggas doing? What's happening? What do you guys doing? But now you see everybody doing the exact thing we doing. So I mean, even to the point where you see Dubai is shifting their economy from to just pure tourism. You know what I'm saying?
Tourism centric for real. There's a lot that can be discussed here, and I'm glad that Sasha actually came in, and like I said, he brought up some things that I actually, you know, was really interested in talking about more. However, I do have to stick a pin right now because we got to get into that More Morning Mix, brought to you by the Flying Dutchman. I don't know how your schedule is. If you want to chill with us throughout the 10 o'clock hour, we can do that too. But y'all just keep it eyes locked in. We got more music, more entertainment, and a whole lot more coming your way. But the more one throughout the 10 o'clock hour before we all get out of this building. But I just want y'all to stay tuned, man. We've been having a great conversation so far, talking about black upliftment and black richness, and why. Why is it that certain things are done and we don't think about it, but we just do it. You know what I mean? But there's some things that's been rooted in us, and we just a lot of it got to go. A lot of it got to go. But we'll talk more in the 10 o'clock hour. Y'all just keep it eyes off till more intimate right here. That is right there, Miss Ariana Grande with Thank You. Next, as we continue our conversation, Big L's here, Mr. Magical Rudy Grant is here, and our special guest in the building, Mr. Sasha Dunn. He's representing the Dunn Report. Now, before we go back into our conversation, we came here for a real reason. We're talking about the Dunn Report, which was created pretty much to give a platform to some of our unsung heroes to get a little bit of exposure that they would not normally get, even though they continue to do great works in the community, continue to inspire a lot of people around them. They don't normally get the opportunity to be displayed. So the Dunn Report pretty much was created with that in mind, to put some of our heroes on a platform. And so far, one of the people, and a lot of people, you know, when you use words like heroes, they expect it to be some religious figure or some activist or somebody who's made all kind of noise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you call certain names, it feels like, but I know hero, not knowing the many things that the person might have already done.
Yeah, Dr. Adrian Fox. And the reason why I use him as my first guest, I know, and the reason he carries the title doctor, by the way, for his philanthropy, his philanthropic works. He got an honorary degree as a doctor. You know what I'm saying? So now, the reason why I highlighted him because he's one of the first persons in real life where I saw something that blew my mind. He just called me this, and this is years ago. So he called me to, he says he's doing something in Camp Road, and I just went down to Camp Road, and it was through not Balls Alley. Oh my God, Lion Road. Okay. And he had like this big truck set up and had like turkeys and ham, and this dude was just passing out turkeys and ham, and I'm like, hey, I've never seen that niggas in my life. I only saw stuff like this on TV, you know what I'm saying? But he really doing this, and apparently he been doing this for years. And it's just that no one saw the stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, how is someone doing this, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then year after year, I've seen it growing, and it went from him just doing that to where he's built a whole foundation now where he's putting kids to private school and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's kids from Uriah Markfield who have the grades to pass and go to private schools, but their parents just don't have the wherewithal to do it. So the foundation is just get the kids and put them through school.
That's really good.
Like I said, this is mind blowing, and to see that this is a Bohemian who used to work inside a tourism restaurant most of his life. This man was on the Bahama Handbook, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know, a lot of people would then say, they're attached when they have a negativity. Even though a lot of people you can't prove anything. You have no reason to say certain things, but you've heard things from time to time, and you just go with your stories you've heard. You know, I can literally sit here and talk about Rudy, and people will take it as gospel, whether I can prove it or not. But if I say it enough, as far as y'all know, Rudy did this, Rudy did that, Rudy did this. Despite whatever Rudy might actually be doing in the community, might be doing that you can actually say and prove. But you're going to go with what I said because I said it.
And people mind naturally like to attach to negative, you know what I'm saying? Because especially people who are caught in a negative frequency of life, your mind not just going to attract only the negative, you know what I'm saying? So that's why my goal is to try to show people the positive and and people who they try to paint as the villains. You know what I'm saying? Because some people in this life, they try to paint as villains, but then truly they're the good guy. Because Batman, I mean, if you think from that standpoint, Batman was painted as a villain. But Batman was a good guy trying to help the people, you know what I'm saying? So it all comes down to who's telling your narrative. And that's why I try to, for our people and for our set and our time, I try to set up a platform for where our story can be told with their own narrative, you know what I'm saying? Because people got to know Bohemians doing big things, you know what I'm saying? And we can do bigger and better things.
I with you, man. All right, this is Sasha Dunn in studio, and like I said, it's all about the Dunn Report. He made mention of Dr. Adrian Fox, who was his first interviewee, and he had the opportunity to talk to Mr. Fox, get his story. And that's what it was all about, getting the story and giving him an opportunity to tell his story rather than have somebody else tell it for him. So that was a good luck. He has other people that he has already started the interview process with who I'm pretty sure he's going to be getting on stream really, really soon. But how can people find the documentary or the interview that you've already recorded, the Dunn Report? How do we find it?
Oh, the Dunn Report's on YouTube. You just go to the YouTube, type in the Dunn Report, the D-U-N-N report, or just type in Sasha Dunn. S-A-S-H-A-D-U-N-N, and that's right there. You can get me on Instagram, Sasha Dunn 242, S-A-S-H-A-D-U-N-N 242, or you can email me at VENDETTAGROUP242 at gmail.com.
That's Vendetta Group 242. Alright, so that's how you find him, and that's how you find any information about the Dunn Report that you'd like to have. Now, go ahead.
I know that there's a whole, I don't know if you're aware of the fact, there's a whole lot of Bohemians who are out there all over this world who are doing some great things, who are outstanding in the field that they are in. Is it going to be one of those things that you'll be doing in the future where you'll be trying to get in touch with them to get their story, to let the people in the Bahamas know what they're doing and how well they're doing and where they are at the present time.
Yeah, man. Definitely. I just want people to look out for the next guest I have coming up. It's going to be a whole slew of different guests. But the whole goal is just to get the ball running with the first episodes right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
no, sorry. Go ahead.
But yes, Rudy, I'm definitely trying to get out to all the Bohemians out there internationally. And if you, I mean, also if you're not on my radar, holler at me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, holler at me at Vendetta Group. Let me know, or if you know someone who needs to be highlighted, holler at me at Vendetta Group or Sasha Dunn 242 on Instagram.
All right, that's what it is, man. Now, we've also been talking to Mr. Sasha Dunn about, the whole concept of black empowerment and, uplifting our own people. And I don't only, even though we've talked about black empowerment, I want to make it about people empowerment straight across the board. The reason why we get sensitive when we start saying black empowerment, because I'm not saying that I'm sensitive about the black empowerment. I want to talk about how we treat people in general. Yeah, that's why I said people empowerment. I'm not trying to say that the blacks shouldn't stick together and because we are probably the only race that doesn't look out for each other. Like every other race, whenever they go anywhere, they stick together. We have this concept of tying ourselves to them. And we either help the Asians to succeed, we help the Caucasians to succeed, but we don't really feel like we should help the black people to succeed for whatever reason. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the way we literally treat humans.
Well, see, the reason why, it all goes hand in hand, and that's why you said blacks are so disconnected. And the reason why we're so disconnected is because there was an interruption in our timeline. And that interruption was massive. See, imagine, take for instance, some people they're so connected to their phone that if the internet cut off for let's say a week, some of them will go crazy.
Probably a day
they'll go crazy, and that's a slight interruption in their timeline. Right. So now imagine a 400-year timeline, literally where everything just ripped asunder, and everything just up is down and down is up, and everything's just out of whack.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? That whole asunderment was slavery. You know what I'm saying? I know people go, oh, I'm not a black man talking about slavery, but we have to talk about it. See, it's something like an alcoholic. You can't get over alcoholism unless you address the fact that you're alcoholic. Yeah. And that's why in AA they say, well, hey, I'm Tim, I'm alcoholic. We have to be like, yo, what is our problem? What is this ailment that all of us face with? Because what is this? Because think about it.
But can we truly still blame all of our social ills and our issues on slavery, though?
See, it's the after effects of slavery, which is that. See, the first thing what slavery did to the African man was this: it had to remove his knowledge of self. And once they remove that knowledge of self, that's like an F disk. Like you go into the whole computer, and you're moving everything off the hard drive, and then now you install a whole new program. The new program is servitude. You have to serve master and the master class and the master race. So now we break into this. So now life has to be now viewed through the spectacles of caste and class. You know what I'm saying? Which is the lighter your skin is, the less pigment in your skin is, the higher you are inside the ranks. The darker you are, the lower you are in the ranks. You know what I'm saying? And that's the new paradigm the black man was viewing life from now. How could I say that? Because now the new God put into the black man mind is this thing called, and don't get it wrong, you could Google the oldest Christian nation in the world, and guess what will come up?
I have no idea.
Not Rome, not Jerusalem. The oldest Christian nation in the world is actually Ethiopia.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Google it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's the Ethiopian Orthodox Coptic. It's Coptic, the Coptic religion, and. So
let me see if I understand correctly, because my understanding of Christianity is a following of Christ.
But then, also what view lens you're viewing it from, because the standard view that we're looking at it from is from the almost the Catholic point of view, which went through the 7 great councils. So now people be like, what is the 7 great councils? The first council started at Nicaea, where they had to figure out, okay, who is this man called Jesus Christ? Let's put the story together. Let's put the idea together.
So did the Ethiopians know of Jesus Christ as well?
Yeah.
So that's who that first Christianity nation that you're talking about, being Ethiopia, they followed Jesus Christ. It just so happened that the Jesus Christ of today from the Catholic version is
a bit skewed.
Okay.
It's a bit skewed. You know what I'm saying? And their view of it is skewed from the Jews. Just like how the Jews recognize Jesus Christ also, you know what I'm saying? But there's like, no, he ain't the Messiah, that's all. Just like how the Muslims recognize Jesus Christ also.
Right.
As
a prophet.
You know what I'm saying? So there isn't denying that this person existed. It's just at which point of view you view it from. So now the problem is that a lot of us, we start to view it from this European point of view, which then causes a whole paradigm shift in our minds, whether we like it or not. Because when you go in your Grammy house when you was a child and you saw this big blonde man in the house,
every Grammy house,
you know, you do something like this. You don't look at you, they look off in the distance, with the silky hair come down, blue eyes. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, who this man is? That's God. So naturally, by the law of polarity, because it's just like magnets, because there's something inside the universe is the law of polarity, which is now, if the white guy in the sky is God, obviously black is bad, and then society reinforces that. When they tell you, you see a black cat, that's bad luck.
Yeah.
If you go outside right now,
black crow.
If you go outside right now, you see a white duck fly over here, you be like, oh yeah, I'm blessed.
Yeah.
But you see a couple black crows in your car, you be like, oh boy, somebody dead. You know what you say?
Hey, that's serious, really.
It is.
Really think about all these things that's been told to you.
So now, all this reinforcement in your mind causes you to lose confidence. And something like this great man who I had in the song, Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey said, the black man suffers from lack of confidence. Because he lacks confidence, he's twice confident because he lacks confidence in himself and he lacks confidence in his race. Now, the reason we lack confidence in our race is because of all of this thing that's in the back of our mind operating. Until we can come to that, like I said, that Big Bang Theory, which is boom, that you realize I am black, but what is this blackness? And then you go into questioning and understanding that, because inside ancient Kemet, one of the things, and Kemet is ancient Egypt, by the way. In ancient Kemet, one of the things they always said was this: man, know thyself. And then they also had another axiom that goes, to know self is to know God. You feel what I'm saying? So the minute we start viewing God as an external thing from ourselves, and we start casting ourselves down and saying, oh, we born in sin, and we tell the children, you're born in sin, and we tell the young girls, oh, if you have sex, you're just a whore, and all these weird things, and then we wonder why we see girls walking on the side of the road ball naked. You know, it's crazy. We wonder why, because we're setting our own self crazy. Because think about it, naturally, biologically, the girl's body is set to now start producing. The boy body is now set to start producing. And you can tell them, oh, sex is a bad thing, and all this crazy stuff. And then you try to curse it, and then your child come home pregnant because you never talk to them about sex, you never educated them about sex.
Right.
And you just keep trying to pray this stuff away.
You keep saying sex bad.
Sex bad.
Not really letting them understand your body's going to want this, your body's going to desire this, you're going to be in positions where you can do this, but this is how you either protect yourself or this is how you handle it. You only do it when you're truly emotionally ready and mentally stable. Because I think one concept that parents should explain to their child, the easy way to do it would be to say, hey, if this person that you're about to have sex with decides they don't want to talk to you ever again the next day, if you would still feel as though this person was worth you having sex with, then go ahead and do it. But if you have the concept that if this person was to diss me the next day, then you should not have sex with them. And I think that's the easiest way for parents to truly get their children to understand how powerful sex truly is.
And just be real with them. See, that's the problem. We ain't dealing with reality properly, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to deal with reality from the point of view of this weird concept that was sold to us years ago that clearly didn't work, because look at our society right now. Is it working?
All right, Brian. It's Sasha Dunn in the building. We still got a lot more to talk about. I'm enjoying this conversation, tell the truth. This is a good one for me on a Friday. We got more entertainment and more things coming your way, but right now we can jump right back into some more music for you. Patrice Morel, this one is feeling good. More entertainment is here on More 94. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. That right there, Gym Class Heroes on set Ryan Cheddar with my throwback joint in the 10 o'clock hour. Time is really rolling by rather quickly. We have in studio, along with myself and Mr. Magical Rudy Grant, we have Sasha Dunn representing the Dunn Report, and we've already drifted so far away from the reason that report was actually going to be a 5-minute interview. We're on our second hour inside the studio right now, but it's been a really good conversation, and I want to invite you back so we can talk a little deeper into this whole concept of black empowerment and black enrichment, man. And I want to congratulate you on being a well-read individual, man. A lot of people would see you and they, let's say, have a conversation with you, they wouldn't realize the level of intellect that you're carrying around with you, man. You are well-read. I give you that for sure. You are someone who, you found something that you were passionate about or serious about, and you studied into it. You know, the Bible says, study to show yourself approved, and I think you took that to heart, and I congratulate you on that. And I like the fact that you're openly passing on the knowledge as well.
Yeah. See, because it don't make sense, because you see a lot of people, they try to, like, know things, like people have a master's degree in this, and no, what you doing that for? You have to pass it on, especially this kind of information, because this is something that we need to know. Because our people, we in a dire state right now, because think about it. If you look anywhere in the world right now, for the most part, you go to London, where the most black people reside, in the ghetto. If you go Washington, D.C., where the most people reside, in the ghetto. You go to Trenchtown, is that Jamaica? The ghetto, you know what I'm saying? It's like Nassau, the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Now the crazy part is this term ghetto has become so normalized in our mind that some of us, we feel like, oh, I ghetto. Like
it's good to be ghetto.
But the crazy part is,
ghetto.
Now the question to ask is, where the word ghetto come from?
I don't know, do you know?
The word ghetto comes from World War II, Germany. Where when the Germans, with the Nazis, they had to now define the Jews. Once they define you as a Jew, your accounts were froze. You are now kind of carry the star around, always identify you as a Jewish person. Now you have to be disenfranchised because they froze all your accounts. Now the state owns all your money now. Now you're taking out of your house and now put into what they call public sponsored housing inside the inner city, inside what they call the ghetto. And they placed the Jews in the ghetto. After they placed the Jews in the ghetto, they had them there for a while. A second idea came up with just put them in concentration camps. Concentration camps is a beautiful euphemism for prison. After putting them in prison, they then work them to death, and then they came with what they call the final solution: just kill them. And then they start killing them. So now, the same idea was put into play in our modern world, and we just didn't realize it. You know what I'm saying? Because just like boiling a frog, just like a frog, you can put a frog inside a pot and incrementally cut a pot up, and you boil him to death, and he wouldn't realize he's being boiled to death. You see? Because he'll just keep adjusting to the heat. Adjusting until he goes, oh boy.
Because he's a cold-blooded animal, they adjust to their environment.
And so, just like us, we ain't cold-blooded, but then see, there's a part of it, there's a part of the human system that a lot of us aren't aware of, which is the human brain. One of the things that makes humans different from most creatures on the planet is we have a reptilian brain stem. And that reptilian brain stem is what allows us to use our higher thoughts. But these parts could be utilized. Since we don't know that, those who know that could utilize that against us. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, they incrementally cut the system up on us, because now we're boiling right now. We don't realize it. You know what I'm saying?
So I fully understand your concept towards black empowerment and black enrichment, but let me bring it a little closer to home. How do you feel about Bohemian culture and Bohemian enrichment and Bohemian empowerment?
I was just getting it on.
See, now to just Bohemian. See, the minute we just put that title of Bohemians on our mind, it then, to me, shrinks us a bit.
Shrinks us a bit.
Yeah, because keep in mind, Bohemian is just legal fiction inside the British courts.
But Sasha, we still have some problems with ourselves as being black and also as Bohemians.
Check it out, Pimpin. Follow me on this.
Pimpin?
No. Now follow me on this. See, the reason why I said that, because when you put yourself to Bohemian, who's your head of state, bro?
The Queen, eh?
Okay. So now you put yourself right back in the same position under your oppressor once again, bro. And you wonder why you're being oppressed. Because all this is colonialism 2.0. See, because in colonialism, colonialism is just a simple business plan, just like, and the business plan is like this. Let's say me and you, Big L, me and you, Big L, and Rudy go into a business, and our business is a dairy farm. We set up our contract. the dairy farm, we shared our money up 30, 30, 30, you know what I'm saying? So we did it, we shared the money up like that. And after we make our money, we divvy up our money and we push out. Is there any part of the plan for the cow to get rich?
For the cow to get rich?
Yeah.
No, we feeding the cow.
We are the cows inside colonialism. That's what colonialism is. We the cows in the business plan. We're there to make the machine run. We're the oil in the engine, making the engine run. We're doing all the work, but then we're not. It's not made for us to get rich. And that's why when certain brothers of us break out that stratosphere and get rich, their goal is to cut us down and to put us back in our place. You know what I'm saying? It may sound bizarre and messed up, but that's what the game is. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people have made reference to that before, that when you start to go contrary to your where your status is supposed to be, you're then labeled with a whole lot of things to try to cut you down, similar to what we were talking about earlier, where people say these things even though no one can prove anything, or no one has a proof of these things actually being attributed to you, because it's been said about you. Your peers and even people around you now start to question you, even though they've seen your rise. They've actually seen some of the things you've done. They've seen it, but because those who don't want you to be there have said, hey, this person had to get this from doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. Now everyone else is going to believe that because they can't put their finger onto why you are successful, even though they see other people get successful, but those people are supposed to be successful, so we accept it. But if you are not supposed to be there, you can't be coming from being down in Camp Road and rich.
Making it.
How you get? No, you had to do drugs. You had to be a hitman. You had to be a thief. You had to.
The most famous one, you must be a Bati man or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's another one.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's the whole goal is this. And that comes from, like I said, because right now, we as a people, we in a negative place, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that negative place allows us, we can't, and the reason why that is because it's the classic saying, we just like black crabs in a barrel. I mean, and I agree with that, but then the question we should ask ourselves is this: when God made crabs, did he intend for crabs to be in any barrel? You know what I mean?
To be able to run loose, be free.
So God, you don't have to put each other down.
Yeah.
God, we're going against God's natural intentions. You know what I'm saying? God intended.
Put them in the barrel, and that's they don't want to be in the barrel. So as far as they can say, they're pulling themselves out. If they have to pull somebody down,
that's what they have to do to get free. And that's
it's a lot to think about, boy.
But quickly, don't you think that as a black people in this country, the Bahamas, that the time has come for us to be able to do something to help ourselves, to change some things, all right? Yeah. Because if we have 400,000 people in this country, right? Let's say 350,000 of us black, all right? Why is it that we can't support each other and do something to help each other? And then at the end of the day, we're changing some things to make it successful for us to be able to be up there in that 10%, 50%, and have those things that we need to be wealthy. Have those things to be in charge.
Reason being because the mindset that's been programmed into us is the wrong mindset. We have to now become aware that we have to understand our problem, accept our problem, then move forward and fix it. See, now, I don't want people to feel like, oh, I'm trying to use all this slavery stuff as a crutch to say, oh, this is why we poor and we can stay poor. No! We ain't staying poor. Hey, look at me. I look poor to you.
No.
No, I mean, come on, B. No, bro.
Breakfast or
no, I mean. Come on, B. Come on. So the reason why I say that is, our whole goal is to uplift each other because we have to first start. See, once you remove that spectacle of, oh, this brother working against me or this, that, for lack of better words, this nigger mentality, once you erase that and replace that with for lack of better words, the true black mentality, you can now upgrade that black mentality to king status. You know what I'm saying? But you have to delete first, then reinstall. Delete the nigger mentality, install black mentality, which is you have to understand your blackness first. And people are like, oh, why you gotta understand blackness? See, because first off, what makes you black? Melanin. Yeah. Then go study that. And that's something when people go to study. Go study melanin. One of the most important things to study in this world, people. Melanin is the appearance of abundance of carbon crystals inside your blood. Carbon is the same thing that builds up diamonds. Think about that.
All right, y'all, keep it all on to More Intimate here on More94. Sasha Dunn, representing for the Dunn Report in studio with me and Mr. Magical Rudy Grant on this beautiful Friday morning. He ain't gone yet, and Rudy, get ready to give us the benediction because we're almost out of time. But for now, let's blaze off more music and More Intimate right here on More94. Good morning. More Intimate is here on More94. That's Taylor St. John right there alongside International Steven. That one is called Event. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This can pretty much put a cap on a very, 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 very interesting morning after. I had no idea that this would have been my cup of tea for this morning, but I'm glad. I'm really, really glad that Sasha came through the studio this morning. And me and Sasha were supposed to connect. How long we've been planning? Like months now. Yeah, but it's just always been a back and forth, and I think that I've missed out on this opportunity even earlier in this year, but I'm glad that it happened now.
That's one thing I was God don't go to out of luck, is it? Because he don't gamble. No, he don't gamble. Everything he do is precise and on time, you know what I'm saying? So you can't, that's just what it is.
Somebody was listening to the show this morning who might not normally listen, but they heard something this morning that might have changed their perspective. So like you said, it happened for a particular reason. But I want to thank Sasha for coming through. Don't forget, folks, go on YouTube right now and search for it. The Dunn Report, D-U-N-N Report. It's on YouTube. You can get to watch the first episode featuring Adrian Fox, and you're going to get a little insight into who he is, what he's all about, and you'll find out some things that you didn't know before, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the things that you might have heard might be erased from your memory if you have an opportunity to hear from the man himself. So make sure you get on YouTube today and watch that during your free time while you're having lunch or whatever. Just have it streaming so you can watch it. It's called The Dunn Report, all right? Another episode is going to be released. How soon?
I'm trying to have it out by next month. Next month.
All right. So, but for now, you can definitely catch that first one. All right. And also follow my friend Sasha Dunn on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Give them the handles.
On Instagram is Sasha Dunn, SASHADUNN 242. On Facebook is Sasha Dunn, SASHADUNN. You can email me VENDETTAGROUP242@gmail.com. Vendetta Group 242.
Vendetta Group 242. That's what it is now. Before we leave, also, I don't know if you normally catch this part of the show, but we normally give Rudy Grant the opportunity to give us the benediction.
Yeah.
All right. Our service is over now, folks.
Yeah.
So it's time for the benediction. Rudy Grant, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, this one goes out to every black family in this country. I want my children to inherit land and businesses, not clothes and shoes.
All right, that's what it is, man. Have that concept in your mind as you have your lunch today. Enjoy the remainder of your morning, whatever it is. Just remember, man, we want the best, not only for ourselves, but for the generation that's to follow. Keep it out, Octane. Sexy Vanessa is coming up next. I am out of here. I want to leave with one thought. You have one life, so live it. But be careful how you lead it. Until next time, peace. God bless. Be safe. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see y'all tonight at DK Nation.